Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. I want you to think back to 1980. A movie just came out with a score from Queen called Flash. And I remember watching this movie and I just loved it. Before He-Man, before any of that, Flash Gordon was just the coolest movie. And I remember every single day at school, I would, in the morning, I would go to the jukebox and I would play the Flash Gordon song in the jukebox at our middle school. And it was funny because the lunch lady knew me really well. And so in the morning, she would make me these cinnamon rolls with peanut butter on them and everything else. And everybody knew me pretty well. They all knew I was going to play the Flash Gordon song in the jukebox. And so when the year ended, actually when my second year ended, they actually gave me the record out of the jukebox. And I remember, having all my friends come watch that because we had some kind of pay channel. I forget what it was. I don't know if it was Showtime or HBO or what it was. And they played the heck out of that movie. And so I watched it a whole ton, and I loved it. So my idea today is to make a Flash Gordon action figure to fit with Origins. Now, there's a couple schools of thoughts how to do this, make it look more like the old comic or more like the movie. Well, let's take a look and see what we can make, and let's have some fun doing this. So let me go ahead and turn my camera around, and let's have some fun. All right, so I got my camera turned around, and let me move my microphone to a better spot. There we go. And I have some figures here that I'm going to use to make this Flash Gordon action figure. First one we need is, of course, the He-Man, the New Adventures of He-Man. And let's go ahead and open him up. Zoop. And being he's in a resealable box, he's pretty easy to open. And he is a pretty cool looking figure. And I have a couple of these New Adventures of He-Man figure. I have this one right here that's the exact same way. And if I remember right, I think it was Mike Fee that sent me one of these as a gift one time, which was so cool. I actually have this picture hung up on my wall on one of my wife's frames. So it's kind of funny. And then I have my custom one that looks like how he should have looked originally in the toys. By mixing the Masterverse New Adventures of He-Man with this figure here, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so I am loving these New Adventures of He-Man. I kind of wish they would have just released him by himself, because he is a pretty penny to buy on eBay by himself, but I ended up buying the 4-pack, as you guys saw in the video yesterday, and selling all 3 except for this figure, just so I can make the Flash Gordon custom. There we go. So there is the first figure we need to do this. Now the second figure I need to do this, which I don't have in a box right now, is actually Zodac. Now my Zodac has been modified again. It's the Origins body, but he has the Masterverse armor and the Masterverse gun because it fits into the holster here. So he has this stuff, so I still have a free gun that he's not using, and I'm pretty sure it's his gun. It might be somebody else's gun because it's orange. I thought his gun was red, but either way, I got a gun that's like Zodac's just so I can have a space gun for him to use. So that is the other figure you're going to need just for his weapon. All right, so now on to King Randor. Let me fix this guy's legs. Something's going cattywampus over there. There we go. And let's go ahead and open up King Randor, also known as the Burger King. Now, King Randor was in the cartoon, Filmation, but this is not the Filmation version. This is the one from the toy line, which is the one that I actually like better than the Filmation one. He's pretty cool. And you can see on the back he has his spear, and you can put it in his hand. Hooray! Let's go ahead and open him up. And it looks like it's a second release because it says fan favorite at the top. So I must have bought him again after the original release. Now it's funny, I remember King Randor's being sold on eBay before Origins came back out. And people would sell like just the crown because there's a bunch of heads that didn't have crowns on them. And so you would always see the crown more expensive than the figure itself sometimes, because that was like the rare piece that nobody had, was the crown. And so, you know, heavy is the head that wears the crown. So there you go. All right. Oh, he's got an elbow gap. Elbow gap! I'll have to fix that later with some hot water. And there's his spear. His golden spear of power! And he comes with a comic book. And the instructions on what you can separate. There they are, which is good, because we need to do a lot of separation with this guy. Alright, so let's start with the basics. Now, to look like Flash Gordon, he's going to need a red shirt and blue pants. So that's the easy part. So I'm just going to take off King Randor's armor here. Zoop. Pull off his head, which I already did. Pull him apart in half. And now, let's go ahead and pull apart... Sorry, I keep hitting our microphone. The New Adventures of He-Man, which is based on the cartoon. Now, his head's kind of hard to get off sometimes. So you want to do it from the back side and just kind of force it with your thumb in order to pop that head off. You may have to use hot water, but we just do not want to break the neck peg. Oh, it's kind of a slow pull. There we go. Otherwise, you'll crack the seam right here or break the neck peg. So, very careful. And we'll just yank this off too. I'm going to pull his armor off so I can choose if I want to use this strap on Flash Gordon or not. And then this is the basic quick version. Oh, there we go. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. That looks so much like Flash Gordon, just like that. Boom. Add a gun into his hand. Blam, 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 blam. And if you want, you could also put the silver sword in his hand, because we saw in the movie he had the silver sword that he stole from Ming. It didn't quite look like this, but it was similar. Now, this is one way to do them, and I like it this way. And this is how I'm going to keep mine. I might throw the armor on too, just because I think it's an extra cool touch. But even without the armor, he looks cool. I love these adventure boots he's wearing. They are great. But if you want to go tank top, Flash, just rip off these arms. Oh, my arms! And then just toss these arms on. And now you have red tank top Flash Gordon, which is more reminiscent of the movie. I think he had a lightning bolt on his chest too, if I remember right, which seemed kind of odd that he'd find a shirt with a lightning bolt on it when his name is Flash. But there you go. So you can go with the red tank top or the long sleeves. I like the long sleeves better. It's more reminiscent of the Flash Gordon that I know. I'm not going to put the dots all around there that we see usually in the comics. That's not really necessary. So I'm going back to the red arms. And you know what? I do want the armor on mine. I don't know. Maybe I don't. The strap is cool to have on there because it gives him a belt too. But I want him to look different enough from the New Adventures of He-Man and not have the exact same everything. So I think I'm just going to leave him like this, but I'll keep these arms around, and I'll keep this strap around, and I'll keep this gun around. So in case he needs to have a blaster. Blam, 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 blam. I'm going to try something else. Let me try something else. In my extra box of goodies, I have this orange spaceman armor. And he has a really cool, crazy looking gun. And this is almost more Flash Gordon worthy than just a little handgun. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that look more Flash Gordon-y? Flash Gordon-y. I think it kind of does. It kind of looks more spacey. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. It's a little big, but I think it's kind of cool. But for right now, I think I was going to have him gunless just like this, because he didn't actually come with a gun that we saw in the movie. He was just cool by himself with no extra weapons. He'd pick them up along the way as he needed them. So there you go. That is the quick and dirty how to make a Flash Gordon. 2 figures, a super rare expensive one, and a really easy one to find, King Randor. And just do a swap of the top and a swap of the head, and bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a really easy Flash Gordon custom. And then if you want, you can dress him up with the brown strap armor, which does look cool. Let me show you how it looks, just in case you decide you want to do this look. Pull apart, put one arm up, and then put his arm through and his head through. And this just goes down underneath. Oh, it separates. Psh. All this time I've been carefully pulling it around the figure. And you can stick his sword back there if you want. And that doesn't look too bad. Not too shabby. He does still look like Flash Gordon with that strap thing on him, so that will work just fine too. Yes! So cool. Alright, well, that is all that I have. I know it was a pretty quick custom, not a lot to it. And I guess until next time, like they say in the 1987 movie, zoop, zoop, zoop. Good journey. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!